There was contact before the drivers even left the pits in FP2. George Russell clipping his front wing as he attempted to manoeuvre in front of Arvid Lindblad.
This guy's just hit my front wing.
On don't make them any favor, you have priority in the fast lane, same as quali.
George had to let Arvid go, and he tried to then pull out and get that wheel in, but it was a bit late there, so completely unnecessary.
And there was trouble for Max Verstappen too, his Red Bull conking out as he rolled to the end of the pit lane. The Dutchman was wheeled back to the garage before later returning to the track, and the 4-times champ was lucky to get away with one after a hairy moment at turn 10.
The track gets rubbered in, but as soon as you're off that line, especially in those high-speed corners, it doesn't take much to throw you off. Max being Max manages to scoop it up and get himself back onto the circuit, but not before a bit of carbon fiber's broken free.
His teammate Isaac Hadjar had a wobble through turn 5 before cutting the grass at turn 13 late on.
Absolutely miles off the circuit as well. No chance he was stopping that for the corner. Nearly found the barriers.
Franco Colapinto was another to suffer issues out on track, the Argentinian experiencing no drive as he completed his lap of Albert Park.
That's cargo crazy slow on the pit straight.
The Alpine driver later headed off-piste at turn 3, dipping a wheel onto the grass. Hamilton later did the same, but was forced to negotiate through the gravel.
When he hit the brakes initially, didn't get the car to bite and really slow down. That left him carrying plenty towards that apex. Then he has the bumps as well, and then the lockup, and he is skittling well into the gravel with that one.
And teammate Charles Leclerc did the very same thing later on, before taking a little bit too much speed through turn 1 as the clock counted down. There's positive news at Aston Martin. Fernando Alonso able to hit the track for the first time after missing FP1. The Spaniard ended the session with 18 laps, with teammate Stroll completing 13. Mercedes turned the wick up in FP2, the Silver Arrows pushing towards the top of the leaderboard after a suboptimal first session. But both Russell and Antonelli pushed the limits in Melbourne, the Italian scraping his floor over the curbs at turn 10, before Russell showed off his rally skills at turn 3.
Massive front right, flat spot off that one, huge lockup, just in way too deep. Also remember that there's a tailwind down there, so they are arriving a bit quicker. They've got a little bit less downforce when they get there as well. Something to watch out for as we go through the weekend.
Russell is twice a podium finisher in Australia, including last year's dramatic season opener. The Brit is tipped by many as one of the favourites for the title this season, as he hopes to claim Mercedes' first Drivers' Championship since Hamilton in 2020. But it was home hero Oscar Piastri setting the timing screens alight. The Aussie clocked in a 1:19.729 to top the times by 0.2 of a second. The McLaren man looking to become the first Australian driver to stand on the rostrum in his home Grand Prix. He was chased hard by the Mercedes duo of Antonelli and Russell, but neither could match the driver who grew up in the vicinity of Albert Park. So Piastri on top ahead of the Mercedes and the Ferrari. Verstappen managed to complete 13 laps in P6 ahead of Norris, Lindblad, Hadjar and Ocon. P11 for Behrman, who led home Hulkenberg, Lawson, Bortoleto, Albon and Gasly. The runners were rounded out by Sainz, Colapinto, Bottas, Alonso and Stroll, while Sergio Perez was unable to complete a lap in his Cadillac.